Evening, everyone. How are you? I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back. There we go. Welcome back to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. As you can tell from the thumbnail, from the description, and if you remember last week, we just now finished... Uh-oh. It looks like we're... Oh, no. Have I disconnected already? Alright. We're back? Are we back? Are we coming back? Hang on. I'm having some streaming issues. Okay. Uh-oh. Are we good? It looks better on my end. Let me know if there's problems. Anyway. Hello again. Welcome back. So, anyway, like I said, Cal, that is, just smashed a lightsaber to bits, went back to the old Jedi world of Illum to reconstruct a new lightsaber. With the indirect help of Sarah Junda and the even more indirect help of not sure, Paul? What's his name? Master Braytak. Cordova, that's it. The previous Sears master. And I talked a little bit about some of the parts of the ending of this game that I don't appreciate so much, and we'll get to that. We'll get to a little bit more of a thorough and complex discussion surrounding that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now we also, as we were ending last week, just discovered that the Empire is here on Illum, and this is actually going to lead into some new canon stuff, even into the sequels. And so that'll be some stuff to discuss and to look at. One of those things that I don't know if I quite like, but that's mostly... what I don't like about it is mostly aesthetic.
I can't hit him. You'll pay for that.
There we go. Haha!
He's gonna wipe us out. Assail the intruder. You won't stop us.
There we go. What I don't like about... So, to clarify what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the fact that Illum is repurposed, let's say, into what becomes Starkiller Base.
Hurry up, buddy.
Oh, come on. Go away.
You can't beat us. Jedi is dangerous.
God, there's so many freaking melee opponents.
Don't let him do that again. Come on, don't let him get you.
There's a lot of melee opponents here. Anyway, see, all of this digging is the first parts of that trench that we see in Episode 9 in Starkiller Base. Oh, come on! Yep. Okay. Oh, come on. I hate these stupid things so much.
Jedi is elusive. Jedi reviving.
Damn it. Okay, I really need to be a little more conservative with these bastards.
Valueless. Confirmed strike.
BD, here. Right here, bud.
Unproductive, human.
Really? I can't hack it?
Target hit.
Come on, BD. That didn't help.
Damaging Jedi. Avoidance identified.
No, not that. Ah, Jesus. Come on. Ah, come on.
Trivial opposition.
Collision indisputable.
Damage sustained. Charging.
Stim, please.
Enemy repair occurring. Incompetent.
Your odds of surviving are low. Very low.
Inferior Jedi.
Enemy avoiding attacks.
Tagging enemy. Integrity compromised.
Why can't BD hack it? I'm confused about this.
Affirmative blow.
Okay, there we go. There's just 3 more.
Launch detected. Unproductive human. Jarring strike confirmed.
Trivial opposition.
That didn't help me.
Positive impact.
Last stim.
Essential.
Damage sustained.
Damn it. Okay, this is hard. This is really hard. I hate these stupid points.
Inferior Jedi.
Oh, email. I'm sorry about that. Oh, gosh.
Damaging Jedi.
I totally thought I was going to be able to damage that. That's not good.
Intruder sidestepping strike.
Come on out here. How about this?
Enemy detected. Surveyed opponent's position. Damage sustained.
Ow. Okay.
Incompetent. Initiating takedown.
Collision indisputable.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, I have like 1 more hit,
Evading.
and we're having a problem then. That didn't help at all. Okay, 1 at a time, they're not so bad. Man, when they come at you like 6 at once, that's, or I guess 3 at once was the most for that one. Man, that was
Let's
rough.
see what's behind you.
Why can't you slice
Seer,
the
we need to
KX
get out of
roads?
here. They've taken over Illum.
Are you all right?
No, they spotted me. And that's not all. They're mining kyber crystals.
Captain, prepare for takeoff.
Oh. That's good. Thank you. Of course, we found one of those. Anyway, okay, so mining kyber crystals, mining at the whole big trench thing, they're transforming Illum into Starkiller Base. Now, I don't really like this aesthetically, but it does make some degree of sense. The Empire would know about Illum through, if not through Palpatine, certainly through Vader. And presumably through, captured and interrogated Jedi, like the Inquisitors, yada, yada, yada. So, a bunch of stuff like that. Let's do saber throw, yeah? Okay. I need delay thrust to get combo. Howling pull, I don't actually know. Let's go with a saber throw. LB and Y. Alright, cool. Let's go with that. Eventually we'll get power throw, but that'll be a couple of points later. Alright. Anyway. Like I said, I don't love this, but the reason I don't love it is primarily aesthetic. Right? I don't like the idea of desecration like this.
What do you think that was? Well, we're going to regret that.
Not really.
Deal with me now, Jedi.
Okay. I'm almost surprised he wasn't a rocket launcher trooper, but
Something interesting?
what's that? Is it a kyber crystal?
What'd you find, buddy?
Oh, it is. Man, the music is really pumping at this point. Alright, alright. I can't quite cut through that. That's fine.
I've got him up there.
No, you
Point
don't.
taken. He can't handle fighting us.
No.
Attacking enemy. Yeah, someone else take a hit. That doesn't scare me.
Ooh.
Solid blow.
Okay, that didn't work at all. Okay, here we go. And that rocket launcher guy is going to be an issue.
Jedi injured. Don't get careless. You can't match us. Damaged.
Jesus.
Move in. We snared you.
Hey, BD.
You're slipping. You cannot block forever. Don't move too closely. On the Jedi's trail. Enemy wounded.
There we go. Problem solved.
Still resisting? Unwise.
Oh, come on. You over here. Get rid of ya. Where'd that rocket launcher guy go? I need a rocket. Pass me a rocket, would you? Hey, buddy. Can I have a rocket? I want to throw it at this K2 droid. Or these. There's two of them.
Are low. Very low. Incompetent. Unessential.
Bye. Alright. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm out of force. Meaning I'm lit tired. There we go.
You're lighting up Imperial channels. They're sending everything
All right.
they've got at you.
Are you in Grease safe?
We're laying low, but the storm's clearing. We won't have any cover soon.
What about
Okay.
disguising the Mantis' signal?
That trick only works if they're not expecting it. I have another idea.
Grab a stim. Wait, it's... okay.
Oh, nice.
What's that? Vents or something, or... Oh, just geysers. Okay. Alright. Okay.
I've sliced through their encryption. I'm scrambling transmissions, but it won't be long before they're restored. Hopefully it'll buy us some time.
Thank you. There's stormtroopers everywhere.
Illum was our planet, Cal.
Take our planet back. Alright.
Don't let them forget that.
Yeah, that puzzle chamber, they kind of,
Unproductive human.
Firing on the enemy.
Your odds of surviving are low. Very low.
How am I supposed to hit him?
Value that.
Get up there! Take the shot! Not liking this. After him!
Buddy, help!
Dodge detected. Inferior Jedi.
Right here, bud.
damn it, wrong.
Large damage initiated.
Here we go.
Unessential. Scanners failing. Breach deflecting attacks. Trivial opposition. Assault ineffective.
Okay, cool. Friendly probe droid. There we go. Finally, I got a friendly freaking probe droid.
Sergeant! Understood.
Come on.
Steal the intruder! This is too good. Can't top my skill.
I love when they have a moment like that. Can I just... There we go. Okay. Whatever the opposite of a moment of clarity is.
They've broken through and called reinforcements. Every Star Destroyer in the sector is on their way here. If they get here before you do.
No, we didn't come all this way to get captured.
Almost there. I almost go. Oh, hey there.
Company. Tell Grease to close the Mantis.
What? With the Empire on your tail? Are you crazy, kid?
Trust me.
We do. We'll close the ship.
Get on, buddy. Come on. Try and stay out of the line of fire of the second. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. Damn. Okay. I think if I... Yep, there we go. There we go. There's one. Ow.
I need a stim, BD.
Who the hell is shooting at me over there? Oh, the officer. That wasn't smart. Why would you do that? I just took down an ATST on foot. Why would you come out of the cockpit and try to do anything other than run? I have 2 glow swords. Why are you doing this? I mean, I guess some Imperial officers are a bit fanatical, I suppose. Ow. Bring it. Smoothing back the hair. Come here. Alright. I gotta say, it feels nice to be this overwhelmingly powerful. I'm at that point in the game where it's nearing Force Unleashed levels of Jedi ability. Can take down a pair of ATSTs solo.
You did it.
Yeah, breaking a sweat, but barely.
I wouldn't be here without all of you. I used to sit on Braca dreaming about storming Coruscant with survivors from the Jedi Council. Instead, the Order's hopes rest on a gambler,
nice.
a fallen Jedi, and a failed Padawan. A bunch of screw-ups.
You can say that again.
BD's the only reliable one. He let Cordova wipe his memory so he could stay behind and guide us. But you're both willing to sacrifice everything. To keep going even when it seems impossible.
Failure's a part of the journey.
I get that now. Thank you. All of you.
That I like. By the way, what I'm drinking here is a sort of... Like a couple of times ago I had like a Star Warsy... Because oddly colored milk is a very Star Wars thing, apparently. So I have a purple milk. But what I have here, instead of just being a milkshake, is a milkshake, but instead of milk, it is sweet tea. So this is blueberries, ice cream, and sweet tea. And it's actually really good, almost surprisingly. Wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but it's incredibly sweet. Delightfully. Not like teeth on edge kind of sweet, because it is still frozen and creamy, so it has that nice balance out. But it's really good. Really good. Some nice Winn-Dixie sweet tea, too, which is like some of the best you'll get. Try it out, if you don't believe me. Or, if you're from the South. Or near Winn-Dixie.
Later, Cal. Please.
What?
Not now. I got work to do.
What? But, okay, fine. Planted some seeds. Alpy. Royal fuzz. I like that. Milk grass. Mushroom. Those are cool. Bonshire. Kind of love that. And these are the two from, excuse me, Dathomir. Alright. So, now what? Where are we going?
Hey, wasn't there a gigantic crashed ship on Zepho? Think there's any good loot in that thing?
Okay, we should go back to Dathomir. Yeah, because I want to properly meet Merrin. So let's go for it. Oh wait, huh? I mean, we can go back to Zepho for that crashed ship, because there is more stuff to access there on the crashed ship that we haven't yet. So I think we are going to go back to Zepho at some point. Kashyyyk, I think we're actually properly done with. Bogano is where we unlock the vault. I think that's all that's left on Bogano. Just one more chest. That's right. Zepho. There's a few more chests. There's a bunch more secrets. I believe, once again, like I said, I think those are mostly on the crashed ship. Kashyyyk has a bunch of secrets I haven't found. That's odd. Maybe that's just my fault. Maybe that's just because I didn't poke around enough. Same with Illum, I suppose. That's on me. All right, let's go to Dathomir. Let's continue this. Let's go for it. This is such a short game. I did not realize.
Yes. you're ready to face your past.
What about you and Trilla?
I don't know if I'll ever be ready. You know what you need to do to start healing.
Where is
And
she?
I'm so proud of you for that.
Oh, she's up there.
I have my
Okay.
own path.
I'm here for you if you need me.
By the way, I really like this cockpit. It's really cool. Such a nice look to it. It's such a nice look to a cockpit. The only thing I don't really care for, which is a really common sci-fi trope these days, is the sort of downward-facing
Get over
canopy.
here, kid. We're about to land.
I feel like that's kind of a trend these days of having a downward-facing canopy because it's atypical, because it feels special. I think the trend is kind of passing a little bit, but I don't care for it as much. I really do like the more traditional, either above or just in front canopy. But as far as they go, I really do like this one. The layout of the cockpit is very, very Star Wars. It's just, you know, another twist on the Falcon. But it's definitely a twist. It's not just, oh, this is the Millennium Falcon all over again. It has the same feel.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. It has the same feel as something like the Falcon, but without just being the same thing. Anyway, I like it. I dig it. I think it's cool. I really like it aesthetically. Right, where to? Back to that temple. Where is the temple? This is... How is that blocked? Blocked by what? Guess I can go check it out. Same with this. That's explorable. That's way, way down there. What's this? Is that a bench? A freaking park bench. Jeez, man. Okay. Short version is, I just gotta go that way. Through this, basically. Which is... forward and roughly across and to the left, so right here. Right through these zombies. That's a lot of zombies. By the way, I really did pick the right week last week to have the zombies, the Dathomiri zombies in the thumbnail. With Ahsoka. I think it's fair to say this now, that spoiler time has passed from a week ago's episode of Ahsoka. Given what we found out about Marok, which funny, having to do with my Marok theory, which sucks, the Darth Maul one. Ow! Stab! There's so many of them. Die! Away. Jesus. Anyway, speaking of my silly Darth Maul Marok theory, I was strangely and inappropriately on the right track. I'll just say, unfortunately, I was on the right track with the whole Dathomir connection. Because while yes, there was in fact a Dathomir connection, it just wasn't a connection to Darth Maul. It was that, if you haven't seen it, forewarning, mute for the next 30 seconds, I guess. Keep going. Off the ledge. It's that he was one of these. He was a Night Sister zombie. Or a reanimated Night Sister, or Night Brother, perhaps. Or perhaps also a real Inquisitor, reanimated by Night Sister magic. I use scare quotes because, again, we know it is just an application of the Force, but I kind of...
What's that? Watch your heads!
He's blocking me! Find the dodger! You can reflect, huh?
Oh, you're in trouble!
I'm stepping back. Take it off! I'm after him!
You look small. Look at this coward.
Firing a target!
Block this!
Let's that!
Better watch. Looking scared, Jedi.
Going airborne! I need some time! Catch! Out of the way!
All right, just you and me now. Is this what passes for a Jedi now? I've had worse.
Now!
Too much for you.
There we go. Slayjax! Sorry, Nate. I killed your awesomer brother. Which, incidentally, by the way, at some point, Luke, if you're watching this, or Erica, if you're watching this and you want to mention this to Luke, these little bastards, first of all, that is the same model droid that Nate is. Nate, the droid character in our Star Wars tabletop. Same model droid, just with more modifications. Same murderous attitude. Delightfully murderous attitude. So let some of these give him ideas for horrifying more modifications to make more cool, annoying stuff that I have to deal with as DM. He's already beheaded one of what was supposed to be a recurring antagonist / contact, basically a recurring frenemy, or a potentially recurring frenemy. Beheaded. Whoops. Also a sort of canon, a semi-canon character. So, whoops. My bad.
Master.
You were wrong to return here unarmed.
Not unarmed.
You think that lightsaber proves you a Jedi?
No. Chasing you. Memories that have haunted me since Braca. I won't run from them anymore.
Then let us see what manner of death your courage brings.
Why is my lightsaber shorter?
Learned nothing new. Exhaust yourself all you like. Lazy. Impressive.
Why is the
answer?
why is the flashy glow red? Anyone else notice that? How the flashy glow is red?
Master. I will never forget. The loss has become a part of me. I will honor your teaching and your sacrifice.
Nice.
Remember, persistence reveals the path.
How did the Knight Brothers get it?
It's the outsider!
Yes.
He shakes in fear.
Come on, hit him!
Yeah! You cannot break me!
Try me, Jedi! I hit him! No, Jedi!
You will die, Jedi.
Where is he? Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Alright, the other side's climbable, that's not. This, however, seems to be enterable. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I can crawl through there, but I'm not going to yet. I'm going to climb first. Alright. Ooh, a secret. There we go.
We shouldn't be here. This place is cursed.
Don't be scared. Remember, we have a deal. You promised to teach me your magics.
Okay, okay. I'll say as well that, as far as the magics go, the old version, the old EU version of Dathomir, Night Sister magic, not just Night Sister magic, but Dathomiri magic, was pretty strictly inferior to ordinary applications of the Force. It was capable of doing pretty much the same things, but requiring a lot of ceremony. Now, later on, more got added to that in the sort of, I guess it was the Legacy of the Force series, was it?
Fallen sisters.
Where there's a little more to it than that?
This man has promised to grant us our vengeance, but only if I teach him our magic. Forgive me. I must ally with Malicos.
I'm gonna have to fight him soon. Like, I know that, because I have played this before, but... Oh, wait, there he is. Okay, wow, that was sooner than I thought.
You chose to return. Brave, but not wise.
How do you do that? It's cool.
Maybe. Marin, right? I'm Cal Kestis. What you were told about the Jedi was not true.
So you say, Cal. Malicos said many things too.
Terran Malicos might have been part of my order, but what he is now, I have no idea. All I do know is having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
That was brave.
Then what does?
We were peacekeepers. We were betrayed by those we protected. Hunted down by the Empire. I might be one of the last of my kind.
I was only a child when they attacked. An armored warrior brandishing this descended upon us and cut down my people, my sisters.
Yeah, but it was Grievous.
Until I was left alone with the dead. Then Malicos came and promised me revenge if I shared our secrets with him in return.
I know what it's like to lose everything. And Malicos was wrong to use that against you. We don't have to be enemies.
We will need this.
There she goes again.
I'll be watching.
Let's get out of here.
Malicos lies ahead. You could turn back.
I can't. Lives are at stake.
Whose lives?
Innocents. 4 sensitive children who will be hunted down and murdered.
As we were.
Yeah, by Grievous. If only that were, more widely known.
My friend, I have never been one to shy away from the pursuit of knowledge.
But the shadow of the dark side lies heavy in this tomb. I've uncovered Kujet's legacy, a ruthless leader who destroyed the Astriums and lives of any who opposed the sage's rule. These Zepho were once Kujet's enemies, brave rebels who stood against tyranny. Forgive me. Spent too many rotations on this planet. My mind is beginning to slip. I can go no further. I must return to Zepho. Much more. Oh. Spooky. I wonder if Marin is going to be something like a stand-in for Kirana T, who was the Dathomiri witch who joined Luke's Jedi Order.
Here to begin your training.
I've also just started listening to iJedi. I finally found an unabridged audiobook. Phenomenal.
I could ask you the
So
same
good.
thing.
Such a good
Power
book.
there. Beyond Jedi understanding. Power I control. I would offer you the same thing.
Don't you understand? I'm not interested in power. I want to restore the Order.
Restore the Jedi Order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you poor fool.
He's got such a nice beard, though.
It's over! Jedi fell long before the Purge. It was stifled by tradition. Deafened by our past glories. Blinded by endless war.
Maybe.
Endless War was
But it's
3
never
years,
over,
dude.
Malicos.
Come on.
We stand here now, the chance to learn, to rebuild from our mistakes.
Jedi learn.
It had been 1,000 years
There's no
since the
future
last
for
large-scale
them.
war before
Can you
the
not
Clone
see
Wars.
that? It's time for something new. You and me. We could build something different. Something better.
No.
And Dathomir will be your grave.
Well, your sabers are red, so that's a bad sign.
You will not beat me. You're wretched. Only cowards run.
Okay.
Too slow. Back, Jedi! I hardly felt that.
You know, I have to say, the Order 66, the Purge, this whole
Over here.
there we go.
Good for nothing, Jedi.
The whole elimination of the Jedi Order and the Jedi teachings as a whole is very in line with it's very topical
See, Padawan, I have spoken.
to what I'm going to be actually talking about in class tomorrow. You'll find a link in the description if you're looking. Ah, jeez. Well, there I go being dumb.
Come on! That was nothing.
That being so, I'm going to be talking about Alistair McIntyre. Ow, jeez. In the first chapter of his book After Virtue. It will.
You're wretched.
There we go. That first chapter is titled "A Disquieting Suggestion."
Totally useless.
And the suggestion is essentially, I think, a correct one, first of all.
BD!
And that suggestion is that our understanding of ethics
Oh, you're a quick one.
has
You
been
are not
perhaps
powerful
irreparably broken. And he's not perfectly clear at the beginning of the book, in that chapter.
enough. You only delay the inevitable.
Stim BD!
It's not absolutely clear in the beginning of that chapter what it was that caused this unclarity with respect to ethics.
You will not be.
Because the essential claim, which I've gone over in a video, which again, like I said, is in the description, titled after McIntyre's chapter, which is a disquieting suggestion.
You're wretched.
Why must we do this?
Only cowards run.
I need something, buddy.
Strike me down.
Yeah, okay.
Mind is sharp.
There we go. The suggestion is essentially that at some point, we as a society completely lost our proper understanding of ethics. We abandoned
Totally
it.
useless.
And we didn't actually recover a proper understanding of ethics. What we rather did was we attempted to pick up the pieces of our understanding of what ethics means and how ethics works.
I was wrong to think you could stand with me.
Ooh, jeez. Yeah, that's not good that this can happen.
Die without.
Thanks, Marin.
You have no right to Dothamir. No right to our magic. Get up, Cal Kestis. You're not dead yet.
Cool.
Got timing.
Stop him!
You lack finesse.
So this idea is... Oh, jeez.
Only cowards run.
Ah, nice. The idea is that at some point, and he will eventually place this right basically at the Enlightenment, or maybe we could say even the nominalist crisis of the 14th, 15th century. Mostly starting with William Ockham and such, but not exclusively.
You die, Malchus!
There we go. The idea...
The good Jedi.
Ah, this is bad. Oh man, I got one hit left. That's it. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Hopefully it starts me from the halfway point of the boss fight. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, because the Enlightenment, we essentially dismissed and rejected the medieval synthesis, this classical natural law view of ethics, this idea going all the way back to the Socratics, that ethics is primarily about ends and about are you kidding me? Oh, this sucks.
You interloper, come here.
Come here.
You're defeated.
I'm just gonna deal with that in this way. No. Come on. Coming after me? Oh, okay. Wait, I don't actually need to. I can just go through, can't I? Yeah, I'm just gonna go through. Anyway, he can live. So, when we abandoned this classical medieval synthesis, this classical view of ethics guided by reason, what we wind up with instead is a bunch of competing schools of thought.
Totally useless. Not too slow for me.
Yeah, there we go.
You will not beat me.
And with these competing schools of thought, we lose any kind of coherence as to what we mean by ethics. Because
It will take more than that.
if ethics can be brought down to something of basically conflicting meanings and alternative possibilities, say, the debate between which one is correct, say deontology or consequentialism or virtue ethics or whatever. And if we could do that, if that is how we understand ethics, as well, we can take these alternative perspectives, right? And it depends on which perspective we're going to take, right? Something like that. And this leads to McIntyre argues this leads to a subjectivism and an emotivism with respect to ethics, which he thinks is dangerously wrong. Ooh, that was good. Good move, Cal. Ow, come on. Come on. Bring it.
Strike me down.
Okay.
You will not beat me.
Ah! Good one. All right.
Oh, you're a quick one.
Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I am having to focus a little bit here. It's a rather difficult fight. Ooh, there we go. There's Marin.
That was nothing.
Really? That was awful.
Cannot avoid death forever.
The good Jedi.
lucky hit! Dodging won't save you.
Seems to be. I'm just saying.
You will not beat me!
Anyway, so the connection here, if you're at least vaguely familiar, whether from my description or whatever else, with McIntyre, and the suggestion that we've lost track of, we've lost track of proper ethics because there was a sort of abandonment of it at some point, and a failure to recover. Simply due to the nature of the abandonment. Because we've lost a complete understanding of a whole picture of the world, because we've lost this complete understanding of the world. Oh, this is bad.
What is this?
It's like you said, Malikosi. Dothamir will be your grave.
No!
Okay, yeah, the Force can't ordinarily
Let
do
him
that.
lie
It's
in
okay.
the dark with his
That's
secrets
fair.
until death takes him.
Why'd you help me?
That's horrifying.
To rid Dothamir of that parasite.
That's pretty horrifying. Anyway, relating to Malicos and relating to the Purge and all of that, it's very similar to what we see with McIntyre's point, that we sort of abandoned our overall view of ethics and how ethics works. Yeah, further away throw. Excellent. Yeah. And by sort of abandoning this, we haven't just made ethics harder to understand, or made there be apparently viable alternatives when there maybe shouldn't be, or anything like that. What we've done is we have made it so that it's intrinsically difficult not only to rectify the problem, but to discover that there is a problem, that there is a discrepancy. And I think that's really exemplified by the Jedi Purge, right? Because it speaks to a kind of rupture with tradition. And if you have a strong rupture with tradition, and if, say, Emperor Palpatine had thoroughly succeeded wiping out not only the Jedi, but the idea of the Jedi, the history of the Jedi, the records and legends of the Jedi, if all of this had been eliminated, which was clearly his intention, then picking up where they left off would have been next to impossible. And it wouldn't have been enough to just try and dig into the past. It wouldn't have been enough to just try and start over. You would need some kind of a connection to the past, which is again what I think we see with Luke and his connection to Obi-Wan and to Yoda, and why that's so essential, why that's necessary. And so I think that without this sort of a connection, without digging through and trying to figure out where we are now because of what we lost, you can't actually move forward properly. And that's why I think ethical science is so stalled in the current day, and why there are these apparently intractable ethical concerns, which seem a little bit, in a lot of cases, seem silly. Things like trolley problems and whatnot seems very silly, and it seems like these are intractable problems, and not just trolley problems, but really any ethical issue. The debate between, say, deontology and consequentialism seems to be intractable because we have no standard by which to judge. And so we need something that is sort of a rule by which to measure ethical ideas. rather than in terms of this or that particular, say, ethical theory or school of thought. And again, I think that the Jedi Purge, this historical elimination not only of the people, but eliminating the tradition as such, is a good fictionalized example of the kind of thing that McIntyre thinks happened roughly during the Enlightenment with respect to ethics, but also I would say with respect to a lot of even metaphysics as well. Now, he doesn't focus on metaphysics. I would. I think that metaphysical we've lost just as much of a metaphysical understanding of the world as an ethical understanding. It's just hard to see. It's harder to see that because most people don't have a metaphysical understanding of the world, at least not an explicit one. Whereas most people do at least think they have a fairly explicit ethical view of the world.
What are you really doing here, Cal Kestis?
The ones who built this tomb, the Zepho, they created an object called the Astrium. It opens a vault on a distant planet. Inside is a list of Force-sensitive children across the galaxy. But the Empire is looking for it too.
What Empire?
The Empire. The one bent on exterminating Force-sensitives so no one can stand against it?
Then it will come for Dathomir before long, as the war did. I will help you find this Astrium.
Yeah. I agree with you.
This place, it's
horrifying.
I will say, the Empire in the old EU never came for Dathomir in that way. Primarily just because Dathomir was enemies tossed into the pits below. That's... Ah. Yes, I see. Viney. It's primarily because Dathomir was so cut off and so primitive that it wasn't seen as a sort of bastion of the Jedi tradition that the Emperor wanted to destroy. Is that it? That's it, isn't it?
We finally found it.
It is real.
Baron, this could be the key to the next generation of Jedi.
I'm happy for you. And your Jedi. But nothing can bring back my people.
After the Purge, I was alone for a long time. In hiding, I was scared that they'd find out who I was, or what I was.
What changed?
A very good friend of mine told me to go out and find my place in the galaxy.
And you listened?
Well, no. But life has this funny way of forcing you on the path forward anyway. Now here I am. Or at least expected.
A path forward. I will join you.
You will?
I've spent years waiting for a chance to avenge my sisters. I'm finished waiting. I wish to fight by your side. Night Sisters and Jedi do not travel together, but survivors. We adapt.
Yeah, I guess we do. What do you think, BD? I agree. My crew, they might take a little bit of convincing, though.
Then we'll convince them.
Now, we can only hope that that doesn't mean she plans to bewitch the crew members. But I wouldn't put it past her. That does seem like a plausible interpretation of what she said. 2 of those bastards. All right.
There's no way forward.
There is now.
Did you raise the ones before, too?
I did. I wanted to see how you would handle Malicos.
You were testing me?
And you passed. Congratulations.
Are you gonna help me with this?
I'm sure you can handle it.
Go away! Hey, it died. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Anyway. I didn't throw it off the ledge. I threw it near the ledge and it died. Gotta love it.
This woman you travel with, who is she?
See her?
How do you do that?
How do you know about her?
I have seen your companions. Malicos wanted me to attack them, but they posed no threat.
See her,
Well, thanks.
well, she used to be a Jedi. It's a long story.
I would like to learn it.
It's not quite clear whether she's teleporting or whether she's just,
I'll
like,
meet you at your ship.
vanishing. Vanishing is, like, becoming invisible kind of thing. I get the feeling it's just vanishing, not so much, like, actually teleporting or whatever, but who knows? Not made quite clear. If it's teleporting, that's unfathomably powerful, but it's... I assume it's more illusions than anything else. Okay. Let's head back to the ship. Ah. Why are your zombies still attacking me? Marin, please, put a stop to this. Why am I being beset by zombies? Woo! That was interesting. Is this the right way? I hope I'm going the right way. I'm not actually looking at the map. Maybe I should be. Oh crap. I really should be looking at the map, huh? Nah, I'll be fine. Anyway. Regardless. No, this is not at all the place I need to go. Darn it. Okay. Took a completely wrong turn. Okay, well, let's go back. Yeah, I think, once again, I think that Marin works well as a kind of stand-in for Kirana T, but only sort of. Like I said, like I said as well, I've just been reading, or I guess listening to, Jedi. I already unlocked that shortcut. What are you talking about? And Jedi is basically a parallel story of the Jedi Academy books. It's Corran Horn's perspective on the events of the Jedi Academy trilogy. Hey, I dodged this. What are you doing? Get out.
Another step.
Anyway. The biggest difference, though, is that Kirana T is a warrior first and foremost before she is a witch. She is a witch. She's a witch of the Singing Mountain clan, I think. Not a Night Sister, distinctly. But she is, again, like I said, first and foremost, she's a warrior. She's a fighter more than she is a magic user, so to speak.
Found it.
Oh, well, who's this? What's that supposed to mean?
It means I'll be
Beep-boop.
joining you.
Seer, Grease, this is Marin.
She's a witch, isn't she?
A Night Sister. Your fear is unnecessary.
I couldn't have gotten the Astrium without her.
I don't
We
know.
fought Malicos together. I trust her.
And we trust you.
Okay. Okay.
You will have to earn it.
Okay. Best I can get, I guess.
Grab some seat. Don't try anything funny.
Welcome aboard.
They like you.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, she's she also has had absolutely no contact, as far as I know, with any other human being for what, 6 years? That's
Where to next?
that's rough. The next actual quest is back to Bogano, but I do want to go to Zepho real quick, because look at all these secrets and stuff I haven't actually gone to. So yeah, let's go to Zepho. Where's Zepho? It's Illum. I could do. There's more to discover on Illum, but no. Let's go to Zepho.
Anyone else hear that weird noise earlier?
I didn't hear anything. But my meditation helps me focus out many distractions.
I don't know. It's not a normal sound the Manus makes. Sounded like it came from inside, too.
Like a stowaway? They'd have to be pretty small, Grease. This ship isn't that big.
Maybe,
A space
or it
hamster.
could be. I have been missing some food lately. Weird smells. Oh, do droids smell?
Not that I'm aware of. And they definitely don't eat.
All right, I'll do more investigating. If I find something, I'll let you know.
Can't wait.
Let me go look around.
All right, we're here.
I'll get there. I want to look and see if I can find some critters. Can I go down here? Why can't I go down here? It's strange. Whatever. Fine. Guess not. Alright. Yeah, let's go. TIE fighters. Great. Please tell me there is not an ATST right outside. If there's an ATST right here.
What's up,
Marin?
Marin?
That ship.
It belonged to a Jedi, fleeing from the Empire with her Padawan. There weren't any survivors.
How do you learn so much about these places you explore?
Some things, people, events, or experiences leave an echo in the Force that I can connect to.
You can read the past? Can all Jedi do this?
No, it's a rare thing. I think I was born with it.
Night Sister magic is ancient, but my connection with the past is not as vivid as yours.
That might be a good thing.
A lot of ties,
Perhaps
man.
you're right. The past holds much pain for both of us.
Alright, off we go. Oh, hey. More hacks and brood.
Bust his head. I'm taking you down.
Don't give up yet. After the bounty.
Let's get to work. Come on, hit him.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, you're in trouble. You can't stop them all. Too much for you. Watch him bleed. Can't take a hit.
What's your eye? Get it!
Bust his head.
Right. You're disgusting. Come on, Jedi. Worse.
There we go.
Help, please. That's so much better.
Alright, let's move on. Ouchies. That was some ouchies. There's a lot of those hacks and druids. Okay. Let's meditate real quick. Let's check. Anything for 1 skill point. What should we be... Actually, let's ask. What should we be building to first? What should we be building to next? Evasive kick. How does this work? That's dumb. It unlocks lightsaber mastery, however. Actually, I can just do that, right? I can get lightsaber mastery? No, I need all 3 of those, don't I? Damn, that kind of sucks. Billy Thrust? Dumb, but it unlocks these other ones. Leaping Slash, Whirlwind Throw. I like Whirlwind Throw. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's what we should build towards. Yeah, so that's the next 4 skill points will be Leaping Slash, Whirlwind Throw. Then we'll do the pole thing. That way, that'll apply on that. That's 2 more skill points. So that's the next 6. Okay, we have 1. We need 5 more for all of that stuff. Hope there's enough in the game. We'll see.
The Jedi is here.
Hey, bud.
Someone else take him. He's hard to track.
Okay.
I'm ready for whatever awaits. Moving back. He's too skilled. Head up. Yeah.
Okay. Now where to?
Stop! Intruder!
And go. Okay, moving on. So yeah, I do, like I said, I want to try and get back to the Venator. I think I'm going the wrong way for that. I should have looked, but whatever. What the? Really? Yeah, that's not helping me. Oh, I just... Oh. That was dumb. Okay, no, that's a chest I already got. Alright, actually, you know what? I'm gonna at this point actually consult the map. The Venator is down there. Right? Oh, that's the tomb. That isn't it. Tomb of Mictril. One of the tombs. Dig site. Crash site. Here we go. Crash site. This is it. Yeah, because there's a door there that I haven't gotten through. Alright, cool. So, how do I get there? There. There. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I have to go the other direction. Alright. I have to go this way. Got it. Alright, I know where I'm going now, more or less. Let's do this.
Found him! Yeah, okay. Come on, hit him! Keep stopping my attacks! Did we scare you? Get him! He's killing us! This one...
Okay. Really? Okay, fine. Fine? Fine. Okay, that didn't work either. Okay.
Incoming! On target! We're down! Am I the last one? A few more to finish this.
Might as well just do that. Okay, I've already searched in here. I don't want to deal with the rat thingy. Alright, it's through here? What's through here? Nothing? Nothing? Nothing. Crash site's over there. Through here. Okay, it's through right there. Okay, here we go. I need a green screen. Yeah, want to get me one? I will use it. It is a bit of a pain. I've actually looked into it a bit, and it's actually kind of surprisingly pricey. Actually getting it's mostly the thing to hang the damn things.
What's that? Targets? Okay, I got this. I got this.
There you go.
Making aim. Your turn.
Okay. Which way? Crash site is over. Site. Crash site, crash site, crash site. Crash site. Over here. Okay, so. Elevator. No, wait. Elevator back there. And that'll lead me right to it. Okay, cool. This elevator. Can't be called. Really? You serious? That's annoying. Alright, anyway. So I should also mention, if you've been wanting to follow along with my class at all, you have a perfect opportunity, because I did just record part of one of last week's lectures talking about arguments when we're doing our logic section. And I have the rest of it. I only got the audio, so I'm in the process of editing it into something that's usable, something that's followable, and something that's actually worth following along with. So I'm adding some visuals, doing that sort of thing. It should be pretty worthwhile, although it is it's not going to be the typical just camera recording the front of the classroom, because gosh, last Tuesday recording wise was an absolute mess. I had to get a new video camera, so that was nice. It's nice, and now I have a nice new video camera that works nice and consistently and all that. But I had to get one, and having to get one means that I also had to get the thing set up properly, which is something I did not quite do. So the
Get overtaken by a group of scaz the other day.
jeez.
An intruder! Take him down! Stay back. Just stay back.
No. Can I go over there? Oh, okay. That's something I have to open from the other side, which I don't actually need to do. I do need to go across over there, though, so I need to go over there and fight the Purge Trooper.
I found you. Afraid of getting hit? I'm going to bleed you dry.
Go away. Go away. Okay. Whee! A secret.
An Imperial officer hid a valuable relic here. She's hoping to use it to gain favor with the Emperor, but her deception was making her reckless.
What was it? And can I find it? I'd like to find it. Ah, so Dom, you want to talk about the ending. Alright. So, the ending, spoilers for a, 7-year-old game, 6, 7, whatever it is, oldish game. If you have not, if you haven't seen or played the ending of this, then we're getting close, so I don't know why you're watching at this point. But the ending of this game is very much a subversion in a lot of ways, that matter. Wait, I can dive down here, can't I? There's nothing to see down here, is there? There isn't. Nothing, like nothing at all. Heck, that was pointless. Really? I totally dodged that. Not well enough, though. Alright, there we go. Alright, anyway. So, the ending of it is like I said, rather subversive. The short version, and what's so subversive about it. So, the main plot of this game, the goal, the overall goal of the game, is to find this Jedi Holocron, right? And the idea of this, why we're finding it, is one, to keep it from the Empire. That part gets accomplished. But the other part is to... Oh, jeez. Did not see you coming. Okay. Bye. The other part of it is to find and reestablish the Jedi Order by finding all of the younglings that, or at least the potentials, the force-sensitive potentials listed in this holocron. Ooh. Okay, that was close. And so by finding all of these, the idea is that we can find all of these force-sensitive potentials. Oh, okay, here we go. Is there a Dianoga in here? I feel like there's a Dianoga in here. And that if I dive, I will see it tentacling around. Nope, no Dianoga. That's pleasant. That's good. I'm glad. That's just Braca. What did you find? Arc 170. Oh, these are dead clones. Oh man. So because the overall goal, I would say, of the game is to start the process of reestablishing the Jedi Order, the ending, as one might predict based on my upsettiness about it, is that they decide, they meaning mostly Cal, but also a little bit Seer and a little bit Marin, sort of all thinking together on this. They decide to, they decide not to, there we go, not to actually go and seek out all of these youngling potentials, these force-sensitive kids, but rather to destroy the holocron. So that not only can it not fall into the hands of the Empire, but so that they cannot find... Go ahead and hack that for me, would you? Slice it for me, would you? Come here. You. Spike. There's a gunship and everything. Wow.
I lived on a ship like this for years. Be became my home. We scrapped them on Braca. Every time it felt like picking at the bones of that life. Thanks, BD.
Why is there a bunch of stormtroopers here? And purge troopers.
Enemy approaching. Stuck. Yes, Jedi, again.
Hell yeah, again.
You can't match me.
Yeah, you can't get to me.
That saber won't save you.
Okay, here we go. No, the Force will. Now, the idea of why should become apparent. Maybe this stream, depending on if we get through all of this, and we get to, and if we get to the part on not Zepho. We're on Zepho right now. The part on... Oh.
Finally a challenger.
That was cool.
That's
Locked. Okay, fair enough. Hey, another Haxian brood robot.
Try and run. You can't stop the brood. You're slippery. No, clip me. You won't survive. I won't miss.
Hey, you're down. That's not a Grand Moff. They don't wear armor like that.
You're gonna regret running.
They don't wear armor. Ah, I'm trying to throw you into the zapper. Ow. That hurt a lot.
Still standing, huh?
Another stiff.
Compactor. Alright, that was cool. Alright, moving on. So we do get, like I said, we do get some of the reasoning for why they decide to destroy the Holocron coming up. But yeah, this actually kind of tracks with what I was just talking about when we were fighting Malicos, or what I was trying to talk about when we were fighting Malicos. I kept getting distracted by, fighting Malicos. Oh, Jesus! I'm dead. I'm not dead. I guess I can survive a fall from that height. Fine. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh boy.
Come
Let's
on,
try
buddy.
this one more time, shall we? Anyway, so, as I was saying. Yeah, Dom, you're absolutely right that that it essentially means, right, the destruction of this holocron, even if it's for, well, you might say, are charitable reasons, right, reasons of legitimate concern, which I can talk about in a bit, but the point is that it does effectively amount to the abandonment of any hope for preserving tradition. I was right here. It was that close to a shortcut. Really? Huh. I have to jump across to that, don't I? Okay, I'm gonna try it and see what happens. It's gotta be it. If I don't make it, I can come back up. Yeah, I made it. Wow, that shouldn't have worked. That was cool though. Wait, is this the place I already went to? This is, isn't it? This is. I was already over here. What the heck? Why did I do any of that? I guess I gotta go through there, huh?
What is it, buddy?
Conduits. So I don't actually know the ending of the next game. No. Because I haven't played the next game, and I'm hoping to.
Clones. They were under attack. Yeah, I'm okay. Just brings back memories.
It checks with the next one. That's unfortunate. Okay, look. Here's the deal. I understand why it has to work this way. Right? It kind of has to end like this. There's, practically speaking, there's no other way for it to end, because if it did end in any way, even partially, a restoration of the Jedi Order, that winds up not just subverting, but completely eliminating the task of Luke. What in the... Oh, it's swingies! Oh, I'm dumb. Alright, let me go back. There's swingy ropes I didn't see. Alright. I got a Tarzan over there. Man, this big central hangar on Venators is just so cool. Sideways or not, it's really cool. It's such a great ship design. It's gorgeous. Anyway, yeah, that is disappointing to hear that tracks with the next game, because, I mean, that's the thing. It has to, right? It has to. In order to preserve the canon, if you're going to have Jedi, any number of Jedi, any significant number of Jedi at least, at this stage in galactic history, they have to fail. And that sucks. That really sucks if you want to write stories about them, because you don't want to write stories about failures, right? You want to write about somebody who actually does something heroic and cool and amazing and succeeds, at least partially. And it's really hard to do that. The only thing you can do is succeed really partially. In this case, keeping the Holocron away from the Empire. But that is such a Pyrrhic victory, and it's such a subversive one.
Master, what's happened to them?
I don't know. There was a transmission. Ugh.
You're bleeding.
I don't know who either of these Jedi are. Marsef or Chianta? I'm dying. I died. Yeah! Oof! Oh, Cal, that must have hurt. Oh, gosh, if you weren't a superhuman, that would hurt a lot. So what does ending the Order have to do with Luke? Well, I mean, we know that there are basically no Jedi by the time of the original trilogy, right? So by the time of, 15 years later from now, there are practically no Jedi in the galaxy. For that to remain the case, it really has to be that any Jedi there are at this stage don't succeed at restoring the Jedi Order. Even partially, because there's a 14-year period between now and A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie. the one where Luke Skywalker is the only Jedi there is.
Already on it.
Let's get zapped, loser.
We've got this. We will wipe out all traitors. I'm stepping back. This is just too good. For the Empire. I'm sure we'll beat you. Pursue him. Go. You scum. Die with the rest. Your life is forfeit. I will make you suffer. Die, Jedi. You're going to bleed. Enough of this.
There we go. Okay, that was rough.
These were made by a lightsaber.
Oh man, those are big slashes too. Yeah, essentially that if anybody succeeds, if Cal were to succeed, were to have this like proto academy going, and have a bunch of a bunch of wee Jedi younglings, and have them training for 14 years, then the question then arises: well, what the hell were they doing while Luke was alone, the only Jedi desperately trying to fight Vader in the Empire? But frankly, it makes no sense. And then why is it that Yoda...
Any signs I missed?
Yoda didn't know about them.
Clones?
Like none of it.
Yeah, I was angry. I still can't make sense.
So it would undermine the original trilogy, unfortunately. But realistically, the only way to handle that is to just not have these kinds of stories take place at this kind of a time. Which admittedly kind of sucks, because these are really cool kinds of stories to tell. But if it doesn't fit with the canon, it doesn't fit with the canon.
Just like we were.
Because realistically, the only options are it doesn't fit with the canon, right? There's something lore breaking, or there is something that is not lore breaking. It's consistent, but it's inconsistent in its moral, so to speak, right? And both of those are really bad.
Master! Marsef, you must go. They're still searching for you.
I'm not leaving you.
Yeah, basically the only thing that that they could have done it differently, right? They could have done it a little bit differently had they instead. What the hell? Oh god, I hate. Oh, this puzzle's so hard. This is a really hard puzzle. I remember this the last time I played through this. This took me ages. What is this? Oh god! Okay, that wasn't intended at all. Alright, I had to do that somehow, but now what? Has to go over here. Go further. No, it doesn't. It has to go in the middle. Okay, so I think I need to run across there, but... Oh, no. No, I don't. Yeah.
If I move this lift, it passes the panel.
Just gotta get the timing right.
Alright, yeah, because then I have to jump over to there and then get across. Why did I drop that? Is that an alternative? No. That doesn't help me at all. Okay. It's that, but then...
Good work, BD.
I mean, I can get over there, but that doesn't help me. And I can go across here, but that also doesn't help me. Does it? No, doesn't help me at all.
Hey, BD, let's go.
No. I have to jump on this side of it. No. Okay. But how do I jump on this side of it? How do I stop the damn thing? Aha! I cheesed it. That's how. Love cheesing it. Ah! Stop!
I'm sorry, Master. His master died in his arms. He buried her the best he could. Too dangerous to light a pyre.
There we go. Okay. Well, there she is. That looks like a death chasm. Let's not go to the death chasm. What happened to the Padawan? He seems not to have died, at least not yet. I assume we are going to find where he died, because I'm assuming this isn't just a loose end. Why would it be a loose end?
Can I mention to you how awesome this is? Because you're pretty great.
Now, like I said, I think what they could have done is they could have made destroying the Holocron the only practical option, rather than it being a sort of active choice. Because the way it's set up, it's set up as a kind of active choice. It's an elevator down there. What's down there? Dig site. Oh, the dig site. Okay. I don't want to go to the dig site. I don't know if I want to go back across there. Do I? Yes. It's the crash site. Anything else? We've explored this whole thing. We're still missing some... no, that's a bench. It's a weird thing, but it's a bench. Yes. Yeah, I guess let's go back to the ship and let's move on to the next part, I suppose. And however we're going to do that, I'm not quite sure. This way, right? No, it's this way. No, it's not. Broken wing. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Yeah, okay. I got it. More or less. Alright, so. What they could have done, like I said, is they could have made it so that so that destroying the Holocron was the only practical way to keep it out of the Empire's hands. Right? So effectively, if they had if they hadn't destroyed the Holocron, they could have made it so that not destroying the Holocron would have allowed the Empire to get a hold of it, like directly, and that would have been worse, right? Because then you'd have a bunch of innocent kids, like 5 to 10-year-olds, all captured by the Empire to do nasty, evil Inquisitor type things, right? Or killed, or just exterminated. There's a just as good a chance that the Emperor would just have these Force-sensitive kids wiped out. Both of those are obviously horrible things. Right? You don't want that. So, because that is... Ooh, weird little hiccup. Because that would be sort of the alternatives, it could make sense for it to be one of those, well, I have to make this terrible choice. I have to either destroy this thing or let the Emperor have it. Right? And by destroying it, then you're basically spitting in the Empire's face, whether it's Vader directly, or one of the Inquisitors, or whatever. I think that could potentially be a really good way of ending it, and still having it be, still having the continuity kept intact, and still having it be a sort of Pyrrhic victory, right? That, oh yeah, all of these kids are kept safe from the Empire. Oof. Oh, come on, man. I pushed the wrong thing. Alright, come on. Let's do this. There. Okay, now what? That lift over here. Yeah? No, not that lift. Which lift? Which one is the one with the mantis next to it? Oh, okay, it's the one on the left. It's right there. That lift. There we go. Right by the rocket trooper. This lift takes us back to the mantis. Alright, cool. But yeah, so, like I said, I think that would have been a much better ending. Still that sort of Pyrrhic victory. It's still the Dark Times. It's still the Empire. We shouldn't expect massive, unqualified victories in this stage, like at all, by anybody, by any of the sort of anti-Imperial types, the Jedi, the Rebels, whatever. But at the same time, you know, you can have a Pyrrhic victory, you can have a mixed victory, without completely undermining the ideals of the characters and the ideals of the narrative, you know? So, it's disappointing. It's disappointing to see how it was handled, basically.
That's the way? All right. No stormtroopers here either. Must have cleared out to search for the tomb.
That's good for us, but the caves will be crawling with them. I'll do what I can to monitor their movements.
Something about this doesn't feel right. The Empire doesn't give up ground.
I know. I feel it too.
Watch yourselves, okay?
You too.
It's a weird thing to notice and a weird time to notice. So what's being subverted? Okay, being subverted is, first of all, the tradition of the Jedi. And then also, both Cal and Sierra, and most notably, Sierra's master, the one who keeps leaving us holograms, Cordova, the Master Braytak guy, the one studying Zepho. It's his goal more than anybody else's. That's really cool. It's his goal more than anybody else's to restore the Jedi Order. That whoever will find all of these holograms and all that, whoever is going to find BD-1 and earn his trust and all that, he is going to help to restore the Jedi after whatever cataclysm he senses coming happens. Because he does sense a cataclysm, even though he doesn't know specifics or whatnot. And so, because of that, because it's his dream and it's the goal of the Jedi and it's a kind of hope for the future, all of these noble goals get subverted with this ending that okay, now I have to get into why, right? I have to get into why they make this decision. And we're probably going to get to that before the end of the stream, but I'll start talking about it now. So we'll head in that general direction. It's on Pagano. Essentially the reasoning is kind of fear. It's fear. It's fear specifically that
this Cordova guy is really putting some wear and tear on my ship.
Of what might happen to these Jedi younglings, this new generation of Jedi. What might happen to them if they are all tossed into war? If they all have to fight the Empire, if they have to do the right thing.
Poor crazy old guy was left alone.
And that'll be terrible, and it'll be difficult for them, and it might even involve the Empire targeting these kids.
He didn't have the time. He was always on the move.
Even though we are trying to, help them, even though we're trying to save them,
looked like he settled.
maybe their anonymity might be better for them. Which you can see the reasoning behind that, right? There's absolutely an appeal to that kind of reasoning, that there's a reason to be afraid that, no, the Empire really will come after these kids. And man, they're just kids. They are in the age range of like 5 to 10, maybe 15. Tops.
Oh, hey, is anybody hungry? I was thinking of whipping up some scaz steaks. I'm sorry, am I interrupting?
No, Captain.
It's okay.
And we couldn't have gotten this far without you.
See what we're doing here.
Well,
because this ties in. Right? This is where the conversations really start picking up, really start happening.
I hope you get in there and you find that hollow thing.
Holocron.
Are you sure it's something you should find?
Oh, here we go.
What do you mean?
The children on that list. If you take them from their homes to train as Jedi, won't they be hunted like you?
Here's the reasoning.
It has to be kept out of the hands of the Empire.
It'll help us put an end to the Empire.
Oh, hey, change of plans, we're arriving.
Oh, Grease.
Yeah?
I take my steak rare.
Huh? Okay, now we're cooking.
All right, so let's check this out. So we get that, right? Marin brings up this point because, she was an abandoned child, and that's with her whole people wiped out and all of that, right? That's a terrible thing to go through. A terrible series of losses, even. But we see, right, that this is in a significant way, or in a really a series of ways, if we think about it thoroughly, that this is in large part contrary to everything that Cal has been trying to do this whole time. And, like I said, Cordova's idea and goal for his predecessor, who he didn't know would be Cal, but he knew that they would get this. They would get the trust of BD. They would travel the galaxy. They would discover some of the secrets of the Zepho. Yada yada yada, all that stuff. That is the only way through, isn't it? Okay, fine, whatever. Unless I can. No. Okay, fine. Do have to go this way. Alright, here we go. Let's go to the vault. But so the point is, yes, I do think that Merrin is oversensitive. She's very matronly in that respect, which
something weird.
There's a virtue to that.
This is gonna sound strange, but I think it's the astrium. The closer we get to the vault, the stronger it feels.
Right, there's a virtue to that, but there's also a danger of I guess overreaching to it, right? That's not necessarily an unqualified good, right? There's more to the situation. There's more to the goals at hand than
here we go, BD.
Let's keep these kids safe. Because as Sarah points out, this is about ending the Empire. This is about bringing the Jedi back. There's more to this than are these kids in particular going to be safe? Because they're not safe under the Empire, right? That's the thing that's missing, right? There's a sort of status quo fallacy going on here. A status quo bias, I guess, going on, where the assumption is that they'll be just fine under the Empire. They'll never find them. They might one by one, and even if they don't, there is still the tyranny of the Empire to deal with, right? So, it really is a kind of giving in to fear and hopelessness and almost sloth. Right? The vice of sloth. Okay, that's really cool, whatever's going on there.
Amazing. The vault itself is built like a giant holocron. And linked. Something about that wall. Yeah, we're close. Check it out.
Oh. A mirror. Oh, I recognize the mirror. This is very much a Force trial. There's always the test of the mirror. For any Jedi, this is part of the trials, is the mirror.
I offer this record of our civilization to those who will follow.
Facing one's own darkness. In this case, through the eyes of the past.
Technological achievement, we face extinction. Dogma blinded us to the path of balance, and gradually we allowed our pride to corrupt us.
You can argue that something like that happened to the Jedi, but the path of balance sounds a little bit gray for my tastes, which is again a problem with a lot of new Star Wars.
I lead the remnants of my people into the great unknown, hoping that we will finally find peace.
I wonder if there's any connection here to Ahsoka, the great unknown. There it is.
I shall teach them the ways of the Force.
Master Kestis.
We shall begin with physical preparation.
What is the Force?
Gather round, everyone.
Master Kestis, do you think the Empire will find us?
Do you think the Empire will find us? Again, that's fear. That is giving in to fear. Well, if you allow it to prevent you from doing the right thing, it is. Dom says, pretty sure that's the oversensitivity Aquino was talking about as sin. Yeah, it's sloth, right? Despair with respect to despair or hopelessness with respect to spiritual goods.
It's the Empire.
And the restoration of the Jedi is absolutely a spiritual good. In this context, at least.
Master, shall we fight them?
They're coming.
To the trenches!
To the transports. Again, this is the sort of thing where you can... This is the sort of thing where you can have contingencies for this sort of thing. Especially if you have a vision of it happening, rather than giving into fear.
Capture the younglings. Kill the rest.
Like, the whole point of this... Jesus. The whole point of this test is to not give in to the darkness. In this case, represented by the fear of loss and the fear of bringing these children into danger, right? And passing the trial is to overcome that fear, overcome that darkness within oneself, overcome those doubts, But by giving in to them, which is essentially what this ending does, it gives in to the fears being presented by this vision, Cal fails his trial of spirit. That's the same one Anakin failed, guys. At least in the old Clone Wars cartoon, we see his trial of spirit in the cave on what's the planet called? Nelvon. That's it, Nelvon. If you haven't seen the Star Wars Clone Wars micro series, the one that came out right before Episode 3 came out on Cartoon Network, it was phenomenal. The Tartakovsky one. It was great because Anakin is granted knighthood, but a lot of the council argues that it's too soon. But they argue that he's faced all of the trials, but for the trial of spirit. He hasn't faced the mirror. And then eventually, in one of the last episodes of that series, of the micro series, he does. He faces his own darkness, and he fails. And he has a premonition of Vader and all of this. It's the same thing. Actually, here you go. In the Clone Wars, in the new series, the 3D animated series, he makes that same failure on Mortis in a lot of the same imagery as well. He even has a vision of Vader of himself falling to the dark side. He gives into fear. He gives into attachment, which is one of the things that ultimately condemns him. Okay, so the pattern. Notice this pattern of oversensitiveness or oversensitivity is prelude to subversion in most stories. Yeah, no, you're right. It is. Again, it's giving into a vice of deficiency rather than of excess.
Target sighted.
Help me, Master Kestis!
Moving in. Spread out. There will be others. Yes, sir. You can't hide. Not you.
And we see, again, it's the fear of not of losing oneself, but the fear of failing. Which is essentially what this is. All of this is a fear of failure. Failure to protect.
Cal Kestis.
And, of course, a fear of Trilla.
Surrender now, and we may spare the youngest. That's right. On your knees.
And again, a surrender like that is essentially just a that is giving into the dark side. Nice little note that one of them is a Rhodian.
I don't want to be here.
I mean, not a Rhodian in particular, but that non-human. We have a non-human little youngling. Neat. And here again, we have the vision of Cal as the Inquisitor. Of what will happen if he fails, if he falls. And it's failing the trial of the mirror. And there he is. He's failed. He's failed his hardest of the Jedi trials. Trial of Spirit. Remember back in the good old days when there was actually a set of Jedi trials that were like a specific list of requirements with a specific list of things that you had to overcome in order to become a Jedi? Oh gosh, what is it? It's the spirit, the flesh, the something to do with combat. There were 2 more. There's 5 trials. I forget what they are.
Had a bad feeling I'd see you here.
Oh? How uncharacteristically prescient of you. Here I thought your greatest virtue was your dogged persistence as you stumbled from one debacle to the next.
Apparently not.
Guess you made a mistake not killing me on Baraka then.
A scant mercy. I wagered one meaningless Padawan against a prize that will win me the Emperor's favor.
You think I'm gonna let you walk away with the Holocron?
Of course not. We both have our pride. But yours has cost you the lives of all the Force-sensitive children on that list.
You're
as
burning
well as
your
own.
cape, Trilla.
Like you said, Trilla, I'm persistent.
I've suffered far worse. Has Seer not trained you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Ow. Okay, I spoke too soon, maybe.
You won't be standing much longer.
Help, BD!
It was destroying the Holocron being presented as the good. Now you were saying that, and yes, I am saying the good is to keep the Holocron. And Cal is defeated by his own
Careful with that
psychometry.
thing. It's been through hell. Don't go. We need to stick together.
No. I'm going to lure them away, and then I'm going to circle back. Stay with the younglings, Trilla. May the Force be with you.
Master, don't leave us!
Trilla, what's going to happen?
It's okay. It's okay.
You left her memories laying all over the damn thing.
Trilla. No.
Once again, we see that Inquisitors tend to be barely retrained Padawans, minimal skill, and that when they're confronted by a Knight or a Master, that there's really no contest. But they have that they have that additional dark side edge to them, which can turn the tide. I so wish that at this point that Cal could dual wield saber staves. That'd be really cool. It has never happened with a Jedi with just 2 arms. But it'd be very cool. The machine is basically a torture rack. So it's basically the same sort of thing that Han gets tortured on Cloud City in Episode 5, something like that. It actually, that sort of thing shows up pretty often in the EU. Can I get this yet? I need one more skill point. I need to kill some things in order to get that last skill point, don't I? We have 40 minutes, and that is not enough for the last world. Because the last world... Oh! Alright, I'm gonna get to kill some things, alright.
Okay. Blast him! Come on, hit him! Stormtrooper down! One hit and you're gonna feel it.
Really?
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Keep away! He's on the run. Move out. Don't panic. Keep steady. Stormtrooper KIA. Direct hit. Let's give him a thrashing. Target is mobile. Don't trip. You have to deal with me now, Jedi.
Okay. But yeah, I'm basically saying that no, I do think that the right decision would be, pretty undoubtedly that the best decision, the right choice would be to take the holocron, to use it, right? Even if that involves a very slow, very careful, very methodical process, and it involves finding other Jedi first.
Yes, understood.
Say other Jedi to help, whether with security, or even with training.
Don't panic. Keep steady. Get him. I can take you out, no problem.
Ow. Blaster bolts don't do a lot. It is, to be fair, it's not nearly as bad as the problem that Disney is starting to acquire with lightsabers, where lightsabers are a minor inconvenience if they go through your torso. But, I mean, in this case, a blaster bolt should really be a serious injury. Especially if it takes you on pretty dead on like that. But whatever, what are you going to do? Okay, so, Trilla's got the holocron. Now what?
Seer, I saw what happened between you and Trilla, what you both went through. I'm so sorry. I was arrogant, I was foolish. I could never understand what you went through. She has a holocron. I don't know where she's taking it.
I'm responsible for the path that Trilla is on. And what she does next is the cost of all of my mistakes.
Our mistakes are in the past. And it's all of our responsibility, and it's about what we do next that's important. You taught me that, Seer.
You're right. I know where she's taking it. There's a fortress where they take Jedi, where the Inquisitors come from. It's a place of torture. It's the place I escaped. I just never thought I'd be going back there.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me. Neil.
I would ask if she can do this, but again, I think that it parallels to something like what we would see in, say, in the church, which is a very linear, hierarchical organization like this.
By the will of the Force, Cal Kestis.
Where, for example, if
Jedi Knight.
Suppose every human being, suppose every priest but one were wiped out, were killed, or died suddenly.
So are you.
That priest would de facto become the Pope, and would have the ability to ordain bishops, ordain priests, etc. All of that. And so, a Jedi Knight, under circumstances like this, would be sufficient to knight a Padawan like this. However, Cal just failed his most important trial. So, there's that. Also, knighting with a red saber is atypical. Now, I will say as well, though, by new canon saber crystal lore, that's real fucky. Because, okay, so new lore, how it works is lightsaber crystals are all kyber crystals. They're one particular sort of force-sensitive crystal, the kind that we found in Illum. And the coloration is supposed to be reflective of the force essence of the Jedi who makes the lightsaber. Red crystals are just ordinary kyber crystals, but they have been, quote, bled. They have been corrupted by the power of the dark side. And the red coloration is a kind of twisting of the force within them. So they're twisted, they're wrong, they're evil. And so white lightsaber crystals are these red crystals that have been purified. This is why Ahsoka has two white lightsabers in Rebels and in the new series. It's because these are crystals that she took from Inquisitors and purified. This is the new lore, right? So crystals are entirely dependent upon the Jedi wielding the saber. Over time, it's not a process that happens instantaneously, except when you create the saber. But a crystal will attune itself to the wielder of the saber. Because they're force sensitive, right? There's a feedback mechanism. Old lightsaber crystal lore, crystals, the focusing crystals and the coloration crystals, were literally just mechanical focusing crystals. They were to focus, regulate, and channel the massive amounts of electrostatic. One of the four fundamental forces, electromagnetic. That's it. Electromagnetic energy that was generated by the power cell, focused through the crystal, and then through a bunch of very sophisticated circuitry to make the blade, right? To make basically an arc of a blade. that the crystal was just a crystal. Different kinds of crystals would produce different color blades, depending on their origin, depending on their composition, etc. And it was traditional that Jedi crystals were organic. They were naturally grown crystals that were then shaped and used as foci for their lightsabers, whereas traditionally Sith crystals were Sith and generally Darksider crystals were synthetic. They were made synthetically. They were made by forcing matter, typically carbon, into a particular crystalline form, both mechanically and or through the Force. And typically the easiest kind of synthetic crystal to make would be red, but not exclusively, because even we, with our present level of technology, can create synthetic crystals, whether those are diamonds or sapphires or whatever. And because that is possible to do without the aid of the dark side, and it's just a tradition thing, yeah, a Jedi could theoretically have a red lightsaber. There'd be nothing wrong with that, except it would be non-traditional. It would be usually seen as a kind of negative statement. It would be a bad thing, but not like an intrinsically bad thing. Where in the new canon, this is an intrinsically bad thing. To use one of these lightsabers, to use a Sith lightsaber, a red crystalled saber, is to use something that is evil, or at least touched by evil, and that this Force-sensitive crystal is in analogously, at least, in constant pain. So, interesting fun fact. In at least, again, in the old canon, Luke's second lightsaber, the one that he used for 40 or 50 years, the green-bladed lightsaber that he builds before Return of the Jedi, he uses a synthetic crystal that he makes in a forge at Obi-Wan's old hut. So he has a synthetic lightsaber crystal for like 40 years. The thing is not organic. He doesn't find it anywhere. He makes it. So again, it's not like the organic synthetic distinction or even the color distinction is strict for Jedi and Sith. It's just traditional and just due to just general simplicity, as well as Illum, right? Illum, the planet that we just went to, in fact, is the traditional site where Jedi would go make pilgrimages to construct their first lightsabers as Padawans. And the crystals that grow in the caves on Illum are traditionally blue and green. Most of them are blue and green. And so when you find a crystal on Illum, it's going to be blue or green. And so which one is mostly aesthetic? And that aesthetic has to do with what role you will play within the Order of the Jedi, whether you will be a consular or a sentinel, whether you're going to focus on the Force and diplomacy, or you're going to focus on the lightsaber and combat. Okay. This shows, again, a huge difference between how lightsabers are treated in the old and the new canon, and how this is, you're right, a little bit uncomfortable in a lot of ways. Knighting with a red saber, as you say. So, yeah. By the way, in case it wasn't clear, I strongly, strongly prefer the old crystal lore, mostly because the lightsaber is a symbolic weapon of the Jedi. It is usable primarily by Jedi because of their enhanced reflexes and their enhanced kinesthesis. But it's not something that's intrinsically tied to the Force. It's not like charged through the Force. It's not built by the Force, except as part of the sort of ritualistic practice. You could build a lightsaber without the use of the Force. It's just really hard, right? So yeah, I like the old version where the lightsaber is associated with the Jedi just due to tradition and due to utility, rather than it being this sort of magical, mystical thing, which it at the same time heightens lightsaber lore because it's this magical thing, but it also lowers lightsaber lore because there isn't this traditional connection to the Jedi. Because it takes on a real mystical significance, it loses the symbolic significance that it had in a large way. So I do very much prefer the old lore, especially when a Jedi can do something like Corran Horn, one of my favorite EU characters, the sort of narrator and the main character in iJedi that I happen to be reading right now. At one point, when he goes on a covert mission and he needs a lightsaber but doesn't have one because he was on a covert mission, he built one. Right? He just disassembled an old speeder bike use the handle of the speeder bike, of the handlebars of the speeder bike, a bunch of electronic components, and a focusing crystal from a blaster, and made a lightsaber. It was a shitty lightsaber. It didn't last very long, and it did not even have a rechargeable power core, and it was not a good lightsaber. But he made one, and it was perfectly usable for as long as he needed to use it. And that's neat. That's cool. That matches with what we see as well in Attack of the Clones, when Obi-Wan and Anakin are just sort of tossed some spare lightsabers, and they're just like, all right, I'm going to use these lightsabers now. And it's not like seen as this big thing or this big deal when one's cut in half either. Remember. If lightsaber, okay, yeah, no thanks says if lightsabers can be a technical product, they would be mass produced. Yeah, but why? Why would you? I mean, yeah, they're useful for industrial purposes, like as a cutting tool, but there are also more effective cutting lasers in Star Wars. Like in the EU, there are industrial and even like weapon-based, like siege type weapons that will do what a lightsaber will do more efficiently, or at least as efficiently. There are also, the electronic components in them are incredibly sophisticated and incredibly difficult to construct. Yeah, they could be mass produced, but why? Why would you ever use it? As a non-Force user, its effectiveness as a weapon is incredibly limited. I mean, everyone might want one, sure, that's true. But you'll also kill yourself if you try and swing it, so good luck. Oh yeah, by the way, that's another thing about lightsabers. I use this to demonstrate something. Okay, so because of the energy going through the blade, and the blade sort of arcs, but in all 360 degrees, right? When using a lightsaber is described throughout most of the EU, it's described as incredibly difficult, and that if you're going to use it with any level of proficiency, even just in straightforward melee combat, forget about deflecting blaster bolts, even in straightforward melee combat, you pretty much need precognition to use it effectively, because it's not just wielding a sword, right? Because of the energy pulsing through the blade, and the fact that the blade has no mass. One, all of the mass is right here, not in the actual blade. So that's an issue. Two, when you swing it, it produces a gyroscopic effect. So it wants to continue swinging and continue swinging along that same plane and continue rotating around the point where it's emitted. And so when you swing a lightsaber, first of all, it wants to keep swinging, but then it also wants to keep swinging like this. So if you swing a lightsaber at somebody like this, you're going to have to fight it, not to have it go and cut you in half. It's described as unbelievably difficult for non-Force sensitives to, or especially not even non-trained Force users, to use lightsabers throughout most of the EU, especially effectively as a weapon. It happens, but it's very rare. It takes incredible amounts of training, and usually a lot of protective equipment. Mandalorians have been known to do it on rare occasions, but again, Death Star armor is pretty helpful if you happen to hit yourself, that sort of thing. So they're not very effective weapons unless you have enhanced strength, telekinesis, and precognition. Then great, you can handle it. But that's kind of it. So again, yeah, you could just kind of have one as a wall hanger. It'd be kind of cool. You can even have it on, because it doesn't expend energy unless it's cutting through something. So you could just leave the thing on, just sitting on your wall, which would be really cool, but, really dangerous too, because, if your curtains touch the thing, then your house burns down. Okay, so backing up a second. So Dom said, I don't know the story, but Seer is not... Seer's not so great, is now ironically fittingly wielding the red saber. Yeah, she's partially, she actually had a serious dark side moment. She's damaged goods, so to speak. Or perhaps the destruction of the Holocron tradition is a breakdown of barriers. Seer holds the red despite being good. That too. It is also a serious breakdown of barriers. There seems to be a lot of, especially in the Zepho lore and their philosophy, there seems to be a lot of balance balance of light and dark, rather than balance in terms of the light side, as it was in sort of traditional George Lucas lore. Almost want to say gray Jedi propaganda, which is bullshit. By the way, that's another thing that is fully established within the EU, that this the potentium view of the Force, that is, that balance in the Force is a balance of the light side and the dark side, that a gray Jedi, that a fully developed properly developed and learned Jedi can use both the light side and the dark side without being pulled excessively to the light nor corrupted by the dark, right? That whole view is explicitly laid out in the EU as being Sith propaganda that is there to corrupt Jedi into using the dark side, which will cause them to fall. That's it. It is that view of the Force is not just heretical by Jedi standards, but is explicitly Sith propaganda. That is a Sith psyop for Jedi. So no, the whole balance thing in terms of light and dark, balance of light and dark, that is so much dangerous nonsense, both in universe and in our world, right? That's not how balance works. You don't want to do just some bad things and some good things. No, to live a properly balanced life, a well-rounded life. No, you want to be good. Again, rather simple and straightforward, really. But we don't want it to be, right? We want to think, well, I want to do some bad things, but I want to do some good things. They'll balance out. Right? No. Bad idea. Terrible mistake. Anyway. Yeah, I do, now, I will say, this is a great stopping point, and we only have 20 minutes left. That is not enough time to do the rest of this. However, 3 hours next week is enough time to finish this game. That's less than 10 streams. Man, I did not expect to finish this game so quickly. I forgot how short the story of this game was. But hey, here we go. That'll do it. So, I am going to cut it early tonight, like I said. I've got class in the morning. Like I said earlier, I'm talking about Alistair McIntyre, talking about After Virtue, talking about the sort of degrading of our current moral discourse from over the last 700 years or so. If you haven't seen my lecture about that, I think I already have it in the description. A disquieting suggestion. I highly recommend that you give it a listen. Give my talk a listen, as well as actually read either at least that chapter, and maybe even in general read some of McIntyre's book After Virtue. Excellent work, and really it gives us. I teach this really early on to give us a foundation for how we should approach ethical questions, and more importantly, the kinds of things to avoid when approaching ethical questions that we will otherwise instinctively fall into, just because they are our sort of default mode of thinking in the modern world. All right. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I had a good time. I'm going to go meditate.
Quiet.
Then I'm going to call it a night. So I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. I got class in the morning. Like I said, check out my latest video. It is on arguments, and it is referring nicely to the great educational resource of Monty Python. That is from one of my class lectures. I also have another one that I'm working on editing, and another one that I'm working on writing out, outlining, and I'm going to be recording this week, and hopefully should be out by the beginning of next month or so. It's going to be a little bit of a bigger project. Might not be that long, but it should be well edited and well put together, hopefully. And assuming I'm giving myself some extra time just in case it needs to get through YouTube's copyright hell. So we'll see. Expect that to come in the next few weeks. Expect the other half of my class lecture from last week to be out in the next few days. And I am, of course, planning on streaming. I'm planning on coming right back to streaming Hogwarts Legacy on Wednesday, so I hope to see you all there. That'll be a lot of fun. That always is. And then once again, it looks like we're actually going to finish Fallen Order next Monday. Now, if you'd like for me to jump straight into to Jedi Survivor, feel free to contribute right down below to ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy if you want me to go right away into that. I might be able to pick it up right away and jump straight into it in 2 weeks. We'll see. We'll also see if my computer can handle it. Fingers crossed. I hope so. But if that is something you'd like to see, let me know. Throw me a little money to help offset the cost, and I can definitely get straight into it. Anyway, I will see you all on Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and remember, don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good.